Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
And here we are. Whoa.
That's all right. Nobody needs to see me.
Yeah. That is perfectly placed, too.
No.
I noticed when I logged in that Facebook's got 4 new gizmos to play with.
Oh, good.
Notes and
Yeah, StreamYard's got all sorts of crazy stuff going.
Yeah, and they're still feuding with Facebook. Yeah, with Facebook. Thankfully, YouTube seems to be cooperating with them nicely.
let's see. What I think StreamYard needs to do is come up with a new version of Facebook and put Facebook out of business. Hint, hint.
Well,
I ain't paying for it.
Blue Sky has been trying it, but and so did what was the other one? I don't remember what the name of it was. I've got it linked over there, but
It's useless.
it was a howling wilderness.
Yeah.
Well,
you want to know what happened? I logged in, said a couple things, and I got banned from it. You know, we're not going to ban anybody.
You got banned.
I got banned.
Yeah, well.
Hell, they knew I was coming.
Well, like I said, I don't even remember the name of the damn service. But it was.
There's an idea.
What?
We need to get somebody to start something like Facebook called Bannable. And it's just for people that have been banned on every other site. And the first thing you do when you log in, big explicit language warning comes up. You know, if your panties getting a wad too easily, you know, put on some big boy panties or don't log in.
Well, I mean, it was the same. People were making the same posts on YouTube on that platform, and then they'd copy the same post to other platforms too. And it's all, you're entitled to your opinion stuff, but I wish you didn't have to express it to me, sort of a material.
Yeah. And here lately, evidently, you're entitled to any of your personal opinions. Just keep your damn mouth shut about them. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I've been trying to do it for years down here. Nobody wants to listen to what I think.
Carl responded to our opening line. He's having breakfast at the Peoria Hotel just before going to office. Then Donna said, safe at home, unlike all those poor folk. I was at a job site in one of the more affluent areas of town, overlooking Chattanooga. Beautiful town. Beautiful, bright, blue sky, sunny day. Boss was being a jerk as normal. And we're putting in an asphalt curb. I told, came over the radio that, plane had hit the tower. Don't understand what happened, all that. And then they went into a news break. It was time for news. They come back. And during the news, the mayor rolls up on his bicycle. Mayor is one of those healthy kick, riding the faint, riding one of those fancy racing bikes. Pulls up, got his little helmet on and them biker shorts and the biker stuff. And they came back on. Of course, the mayor being there, he's going to overlook the job, talk to everybody. The radio comes back on. And he says, and you could tell something was wrong in their voice. And I was listening to talk radio at the time. They were visibly shaking. You could hear it in their voice. They were shaking. And they said, we have a serious incident in New York. A second plane just hit the second tower. I'm like, oh. And I yelled for the mayor, come here. You need to hear this. And I was the one that told the mayor, second plane hit the tower. And I no more than got that out, and his cell phone rang. And he goes, yeah, okay. I'm on my way. I'm on the bike. I'm coming straight in on my bike. He went to City Hall, rode to City Hall from, John, you'll know where this is. This is, where the Moon Pie Factory is?
Yes.
In North Chattanooga?
Yes.
That fancy neighborhood up on that hill. From there to City Hall, he did it in 10 minutes on a bicycle.
Well, if you're up on them hills up on Forest and Tremont, stuff like that, you get a good running start. So
yeah.
Just don't hit the brakes until you get to a curb. Yeah. Well, wasn't just the people in New York that were scared. My clock radio woke me up without being set for an alarm because I was on a day off from work. And I got to the living room, turned the TV on, got to the news channel in time to see the second plane hit. And I just sat there for a second and I go, thought the first one was an accident, but two in the same day within an hour?
Yeah,
we're at war.
Minutes.
You said when the second one hit, this does not appear to be an accident.
Yeah. Somebody just declared war on us, and the time somebody important figured out who. It's not the first time that a plane accidentally flew into a
building.
A building in New York.
Matter. Hell, the Empire State Building got hit by a bomber back right after World War II.
Yeah, that did turn out to be an accident.
Yes.
And then somebody tried to blow up the Twin Towers with a truck bomb in the basement, and thank God they were incompetent.
It was the same bunch. Was the same bunch. The thing is, the guy parked the truck in the wrong spot.
Because the spot he wanted to park it in was already occupied. So he put it as close as he could, and it just wasn't close enough. Or he might have brought one down. So.
Yeah. And if you don't remember, when the planes hit, they twisted. They wanted the tops to shear off. And they cheered and all that when they said, as bin Laden was watching the news and they started collapsing, he went, in whatever his language was, oh, fuck.
Just woke up the sleeping giant.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, with all the anger in America right now, it wouldn't be time to do. It would, as much as we hate each other. Could you imagine if we galvanized all this hatred and singled it to one target?
Oh yeah. What was it? Let the Houthis hit one of our ships.
Yeah, right now.
Let Russia drop a drone on NATO right now. Yes, I'm talking about Poland.
Yes.
North Korea needs to shut the fuck up, just be quiet for a few months. So they are in no position right now.
They won't know we've been there until after the bombs hit.
They won't know we've been there until after we're gone. That's the entire point of the U.S. military. If you see them, it's already too late.
I'll just say when the Houthis started shooting at all those ships just because they were passing by, shooting missiles and drones at them, they better be lucky I wasn't president when that happened. So they wouldn't be able to get to the ocean for all the debris.
You're a whole lot more merciful than I am, John.
No, I just take out their ability to receive shipments by ship. Just literally carpet bomb all their port facilities and make everything. See, then they'd have to get everything either by air, which we control the air, or they'd have to get it overland, and the people they're fighting control the overland. So they would be blockaded.
Yep.
Like I said, you're a whole lot more merciful than I am. Let's leave it at that.
I heard one general say, this was in the first Gulf War. He says, guys, I don't know what you're worried about. We're doing this the proper way. But if we want their oil, we're taking their oil. He says, we've got drills that can go 12, 14 miles into the earth to get oil. 3 feet of glass ain't going to be no problem.
I see you caught my drift. No, I mean, it's nobody really wants to set off that kind of repercussions, or nobody's sane anyway. But that doesn't include some of the people that have been attacking.
Now, remember when old Vlad came to visit Don in Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
And the F-22s and F-35s were just sitting as displays on the runway as he walked him to his plane. He kept looking at them going, huh. And he wasn't looking at the planes. He was looking at the cockpits. You know, America's cockpits are just bubble glass. All the Russian aircraft have this T-bar blocking their vision.
No, not true.
A lot of the fighters still have the T-bar canopy. He goes, why do we have this? Well, it's the safety. And he goes, America's got this. I want that on our aircraft. They said, we don't have the technology.
And we're not selling it.
But no, a lot of the Russians' planes have bubble canopies. They usually have, like the F-15 does, the oval up front, the reinforcing oval, where the bubble part comes down and engages.
Yeah.
And then that's where all reinforced
Oh.
structure oval is A for safety in case plane flips upside down, and on the ground. It's supposed to flip upside down in the air, not so much on the ground. But it acts like a roll bar in case plane flips over. It bends back in an accident so that it can absorb some of the impact on the cockpit. And the heating elements go through there to heat up the front windshield. And
Keep it from frosting.
It protects the heads-up displays. Now, on the newer planes, they got that funky helmet. They don't even need a cockpit. So,
well, the wind would kind of be a problem, even with the funky helmet.
They don't need a see-through cockpit.
Oh, okay.
Because with that new helmet they got, they can just look around. They can look through the plane, basically.
The other thing that you're keeping an eye on, Joe Dog, are you still keeping an eye on it? Because it's past that time you mentioned.
Oh, yes. Let's do a refresh.
So SpaceX is trying to launch
9:39.
Oh, they. Okay.
Is it that Indian satellite they've been trying to launch?
Yeah. Yeah. The weather keeps getting them.
We got about a third of an inch of rain today. I wasn't expecting. I looked at the weather yesterday, didn't say anything about it, and then all of a sudden it's like an hour before it hit. Hey, you're going to get rained on.
Well, we do have a tropical storm in the Atlantic that was just announced today, and there's a slowly dying hurricane headed towards Hawaii at the moment. Or it may be a rapidly dying hurricane at this time. I don't know. It's been downgraded quite a lot since the middle of the week.
Hold on, what am I trying to do? There we go.
Yeah, today's storm came in from Nashville, which is like 90 degrees off its normal route of delivery.
It followed us. It followed us. Oh.
Well, there's a tropical storm down near Cancun that has a possibility of becoming a hurricane, and the preliminary storm track, if it does, is going right over middle of Florida. So we're going to get some rain out of that, but then again, it just may rain itself out before it ever does anything.
John, I meant to ask you, did you get cold Saturday night?
Saturday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wind was blowing pretty good.
I like froze to death, especially when I went to bed.
It was coming in. Thank God that bar was in the way behind me because it was blocking the wind. But every time I stepped out from behind the bar, it was right on the back of my neck too. Which is cold and wet coming out of the woods. Oh, it was wonderful, except we got rained on Friday night.
It started raining Friday night and didn't quit until Saturday afternoon.
No, it didn't rain. It didn't rain Saturday morning.
Yeah, it rained all day Saturday. That's why we went to get the tarp, remember? Because the truck leaked.
It leaked Friday
night. Let's show everybody Carl's question.
Yeah.
How did that camping trip go?
For those of you who might be watching at a different time, we went to the Outside Con convention up in Montgomery Bell State Park near Dixon, Tennessee, up near Nashville, just south of Clarksville, Tennessee.
And you didn't take the last train.
Yeah. John kept asking me several times, do you need anything at Harbor Freight? And I'm going, yep, but I can't remember what. Yeah, I can't remember what.
It was a tarp.
More tarps.
Fortunately, it was bright and sunny come Sunday, so we got everything dried out before Joe had to go home.
Yeah. And except for the food, everything's still in the truck.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
you got the fridge in the truck plugged up, right?
No, there weren't. Well, they're fridges, but
Oh,
they ain't.
you took the food out. Okay,
Yeah. Except
sorry,
for
I
the food.
misunderstood.
Oh, and I really didn't get moving until this morning.
I've still got my pile of laundry over here in the corner, and I'm about half unpacked. So, of course, I didn't change clothes as much as I wanted to. I didn't shower as much. Last time I went, I showered every morning. This time, I just showered once.
Yep.
Of course, Mother Nature took care of the rest of the shower.
Yeah.
And if you'd had the clothes hanging out, it would have done your laundry for you too.
That's where you get that rain fresh scent.
Mm-hmm. As
And
long as you get it dried and in the house before the Chattanooga smog gets to it.
No, we were west of all the smog.
Yeah, we were upwind.
In case anybody has been concerned, the contractors came by after a month and a half and finished up the floor within 4 hours. They were expecting to get hired back to paint the walls and redo the floor in the bathroom and change out our tub shower thing for just a shower. But they were told in no uncertain terms that, I'm sorry, guys, the money's been going out faster than it's been coming in. I can't afford you right now.
Gentlemen.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Joe. And I didn't touch any buttons. That was them too.
I hit add same time John did. Well, actually, about a millisecond after John did.
So anyway, we're ready to start painting the ceiling and painting one wall at a time. And as soon as that paint on the wall dries, putting up the shelf that's been there for years and start emptying boxes of my books.
Well, Dan, no, I ain't driving that far. Never mind.
I wouldn't ask you to. I really wouldn't.
Dan, if you lived where John would, I'd be over there tomorrow to help you finish painting it.
Joe Dog.
What?
As much as I love you, I'm not asking you to drive 3 hours to work.
That's why I said you live too far away. I would go help John paint a wall. You're sorry, I love you, brother, but no.
You know, now the only holdup has been Lindsay's going, oh, well, we need a bucket of spackle. Go to the hardware store. Oh, we need a couple of scrapers. Go to the hardware. And I'm going, honey, if you'll stop adding to the job, we can actually start on it.
Hey, Dan, watch this trick. Look up in your corner.
I see live and 3 people watching us.
Yeah, where's your position? Where's it normally?
I don't know.
I don't think he's looking at the right part of the screen there, Joe Dog. Look where all the cameras are at, where the stupid clock logo is.
Okay, yeah, I see that. It's covering up my TARDIS now. But
you can move it from one side to the other now.
Okay, so it's hiding in the background of John's image now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a useful party trick.
But I don't know if the people watching, if it does it instantly for the people watching, but for us, it Slides across the screen.
It does. And if my hand isn't in the way, they can actually see it.
There we go. Boop. Now it's playing Pong. All right, I'll quit.
You don't know how much money I spent on that when I was very young.
I spent probably $12 a week.
My big one was Battlezone.
Oh, my big one was which was the second version, Galaga or Galaxian?
Galaga.
Okay.
Galaxians was the first one. Galaga was the second.
When I got off of graveyard shift, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was a single guy. I'd go to the game room because they just opened. I'd get $20 worth of chips, and I'd sit there and play Galaga until I ran out of chips. Or fell asleep on the machine and they woke me up and told me to leave.
There was one game, Papa John, or not Papa John's, Godfather's had it. It was a like a dune buggy rally course.
Yeah.
Well, we all got so good at it, we learned to drive on two wheels.
Carl said he played Missile Command.
Yeah. You drive on two wheels. And then our biggest challenge was how far can we go on two wheels?
Oh.
We were making laps on two wheels.
As much as I loved the original movie, I absolutely hated the Tron video game.
Oh God, yes.
Especially the tanks. I mean, you had to hit the enemy 3 shots in a row, and they only had to hit you once.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have written those rules.
Oh,
or
they
I
are
wouldn't have written
making
those rules so rotten.
They're making a new Tron movie.
Which is the 4th one or the 5th one?
Third.
Third?
Yeah, it's only the 3rd one.
And it's a reboot.
I thought I'd already seen 3 of them.
No, they're just that long. You just think you've seen 3 of them.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed with the original sequel, but then the one that I think I saw after that was actually really good. But the plot was not as well thought out. And plus, who was it? Mark Rickman playing the big bad was no longer with us, so he couldn't voice the animation. Oh, and Tempest too. I remember Tempest.
What about Hubert?
I don't remember that at all. I had a friend that was addicted to Tail Gunner, though.
I like Hubert because every time Hubert messed up, it would go, and then have all the punctuation marks up because he was cussing.
Dig Dug was another one of my favorites. And then after
which one was it that you? Maybe it was Dig Dug that you shot the bad guy and had to pump him up and blow him up.
It was Dig Dug.
Oh, Asteroids was a good one. Yes, you're right, Carl. That was, especially if you managed to figure out how to turn the bounce off the edge of the screen option off. And you just kind of went past and came back around in the other side. That was fun. There's a Marinibrium story where people save the world by playing video games that are hooked up to drones that are actually doing all the fighting, and they're thousands of miles away controlling them through video games.
If I were a drone operator, okay, I would build an old school arcade game console and put the drone operating system in it, so I look like I'm playing an arcade game when I'm zapping Russians.
Well, that's why it's mainly the Air Force. They're recruiting gamers, video gamers.
It makes sense. They're already good at doing this stuff. You just teach them the limitations of the drone, and Bob's your uncle.
Here's the thing. Wouldn't it be sort of wild if it comes out that the military actually were the ones designing the video games
to train future video warriors?
Yes.
That would actually explain the quality of some of the games.
Lowest bidder.
Because
as John Green, because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
As John will attest, military grade isn't as great as what some people think in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of parts, neither Russian, neither American, all made in Taiwan.
I used to start my grenade class by explaining to everybody that hand grenades were made. It says, how much explosives was in it, what the case was made out of, type of fuse, and all sorts of stuff like that. And I said, and the only thing that's keeping one of these from turning your testicles into something that looks like really bad spaghetti sauce is a cotter pin that was bought from the lowest bidder by the United States government.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen a real.
Pay attention to the rest of my class.
I've never actually seen a real one. Is that the same kind of hairpin clip that we used on the tractor on the farm?
It's
damn near it.
It's a cotter pin with one of these through it. I mean, it's.
Well, no, cotter pins are the ones that you take the pliers and spread apart.
Yes.
The hairpin clip is the one with the 3 loops, and you just pull.
No, they're cotter pins.
Yeah, that way they come out easier.
Not
the
really.
hairpin clips. Yeah,
they do put a loop in the very end of it once it goes through the grenade. They crimp the end, sort of, so you have to pull really hard. You always see the movie where the guy pulls the grenade with the pin with his teeth. It's a way to lose teeth. Okay.
I was just about to say that.
And a lot of people don't know this. Most modern American hand grenades have 2 pins. The main pull pin and a shipping pin. When you pull the shipping pin out of the can, you pull that one off before you put it in your gear. And then your gear has a strap that holds everything together. So, in theory. Again,
theories are fine in most things, but high explosives, let's see what some practice can do to improve the theory.
After I joined the Army and went to Berlin, my first tour, I went downtown and I had this shopping mall in a building. It was like 5-story shopping mall. And up on the third or fourth floor, which they had a video arcade. and they had the one where you're flying the 737 flight simulator kind of thing. And you got to land at all the different airports in different weather conditions. And then the one that really got me was Vindicators. And it was a tank game. But what was cool about it was, unlike most tank games where you have to point the tank in the direction you want to shoot, this one had buttons on the back of the joystick. You had 2 joysticks for turning the tank, but it had 2 buttons on the back where you could rotate the turret.
And not have to spin the tank.
And you could drive one direction, shoot another. Strafe,
Run and gun.
shoot behind you. And had 2 triggers, one for your main gun and one for your specialty weapon. You pick up bombs and stuff like that.
John, isn't the universal sign of tank surrender is turn your turret around completely backwards?
Not that I know of.
I wouldn't think that would be so. That just means you figured out there's somebody behind you. You need to blow up real quick.
I think it's raising your gun barrel, but then again, there's some tanks that load that way. So every time they fire, the gun barrel comes up so they can reload. They can use the heat from the last round. When they run the gun barrel up, when they open the breech, all the hot air in the barrel goes out the end of the barrel and sucks the next. If you're holding the round in just the right spot, when the breech opens, you drop the round in there and it sucks the round up into the barrel.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a good way to lose a fingertip.
Yeah.
It's why we have training. Well, to give an example, the Russians have the auto loader, so they don't have to worry about that stuff. But we've seen how well that turned out.
One well-placed shot and you launch the turret.
I thought lawn darts were illegal.
Oh,
Oh.
jorts.
I was watching something of the top 10 things that were made illegal in the United States.
Lawn darts.
Lawn darts, leaded gasoline, and it went through this whole list of stuff that used to be legal and isn't now. So, what was it? Cigarette machines.
Oh yeah.
Vending machines for cigarettes.
When I first started working at the factory, they had a cigarette vending machine in the break room.
I think that might be more of a by state thing than actual like.
They had them in the military.
U.S.
In all the military posts had them, and then beer machines. You have Coke machines. We have beer machines.
Yeah,
that's what I need to get for Alicon. A beer vending machine.
One of the bars in our area still has, well, I don't know if they still do. It's been a few years since I've been there, but they actually still had a cigarette vending machine.
There were a lot of different sorts of vending machines in bars that I don't know are still around anymore.
A lot of places you cannot go into a bar unless you were 21. So that would cover the cigarette vending machine.
And then those very, very strange vending machines that were in the men's room.
The cologne one or the other one?
The other one.
The wrapper machine. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Somebody came out and says, the most profitable of those machines are? The location is in the women's restroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you don't restock them.
Beg your pardon?
Are the women going to go complain that they were buying?
It didn't give me my French tickler like I wanted it to. Yeah, a lot of women today would.
Yeah, today would, but back
Not back then.
Are we launching the rocket, Joe?
14 minutes, 21 seconds. Right now, it's just
I'm not touching that line, Donna.
9:56 p.m. Eastern Time launch from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. New Centaur Lima will be the newest satellite in Pacific Satellite New Centaur's fleet. The geostationary communications satellite will have the largest capacity in Asia using very high throughput satellite technology.
that's going
Indonesia
on.
is the world's largest.
All right, I got to run down the hall. Y'all talk about what you want to.
I was just wondering why their logo looked like it was for Saturday Night Live.
That's the company that the satellite belongs to.
Saturday Night Live is launching a satellite. Now I'm worried.
It's the BG. It's the BG-74.
Oh God. My world is getting weirder every day. Anyway, once I rip the trim off of the doorways in the hall and get that one wall painted, and somebody gave me some very good advice. If you don't want it to be obvious, stop at a corner. Don't run the brush over on the other one because the color will change for having more than one coat on it or two coats or whatever you put. Let that paint dry. Put my main bookshelf back up. Bolt it to the wall a little bit differently than I did the first time. I've got brackets, L brackets over here to sink it into the framework around the two doors that it fits between. Put the trim back up. I thought she wanted to paint the ceiling first, but it seems like she's in a hurry to get the bookshelves back up. So we may be having to hang a lot of plastic to protect not only the floor, but all the bookcases from painting the ceiling. We got 5 gallons of paint for the ceiling. We got 2 gallons of paint for, we're going to go at this. She's got the serial number off the paint. We're going to go at this like one wall at a time. We're not going to try and do the whole house as quickly as possible. So, yeah, looking forward to getting that bookcase set back up. Start taking boxes of books out of the barn and putting them back on the shelf. We're going to move the main DVD, VHS tape shelf into the hallway on the other side rather than the bookshelf that she's owned for decades. I really like that bookshelf. I'm glad she put it in the living room. It's very pretty. But, you know, do all that. It'll give her several more square feet to hang pictures than she had before. And the more boxes of books and tapes and DVDs that I get to pull out of the barn, the more I can break down those shitty plastic shelves I bought just to have some temporary storage. And we can empty out what used to be the guest bedroom, but is now a lumber room. She's going to be very happy about that. She's already expressed how happy she'll be about that. That was a good night. Use your imagination, gentlemen and ladies. And now Joe Dog's back and I can shut up.
But Dan, if you shut up, Joe will start talking.
No, I'm fine.
Just thought I'd point that out.
I didn't know that was a rule.
Oh, it's Indonesia, not India.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be even more fun. They can have access to YouTube too and start watching our videos.
Yeah. Joe,
And
I just saw the look on Joe's face. Oh, dear God.
No.
And they're not likely to file copyright strikes because they want to claim they own the music we use. Oh, Joe didn't hear that. I went to an email address I don't use very much today, and there were 3 separate copyright strikes over me using my own music in my own videos. Yeah, somebody pretending to be YouTube, but not knowing how to spoof the YouTube email that is actual fact. Well, yeah,
Good luck,
Carl.
people.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Carl says space program, more like a satellite company.
They're just exactly like the U.S. We have to hire somebody else to launch the stuff for us, but in this case, it's not Russia.
Russia is having trouble getting people booking on their stuff.
Well, they're shooting
I
all the
wonder
people
why.
who build rockets.
I think they used all of theirs.
Yeah, most of the Russian space program was built by Ukrainians. That ought to tell you something right there.
Well, there's talk that Roscosmos is about to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Nobody hiring them.
Nobody
and
wants
they
to
ain't
work
getting
for
that sweet, sweet government money anymore.
Not right now.
Well, I mean, seriously, nowadays, do they even have a
You've heard
government?
the thing. NASA will no longer allow Chinese nationals to work for them.
Yep.
Basically, they told all the Chinese nationals that were working for them, "You're out of here."
Yeah, as long as you're unfriendly to us. Sorry.
Well, I hate to say this, but
Look at this, guys.
Drone ship a short.
Look at the holes burnt in the deck.
This particular booster is supporting its
is that the ship?
today.
Yeah.
After stage separation,
You think they get somebody out there to slap a damn welded patch over that or something?
Or at least
Yeah,
some
with
spackle.
puddles. I can weld that. Come on.
Well, if they timed it right, the rocket launch could weld for them.
Oh, I don't think it gets as it could weld. It just isn't very accurate.
You'd have to put a lot of solder down, which is not actually a bad idea.
Oh, Lindsay has somehow managed to break the handlebars on the new lawnmower. And it's
Break
all plastic.
Break the what?
The plastic handlebars on the lawnmower.
You know, if there's one thing I hate, and it's just one of my pet peeves.
It's a plastic part where it should be metal.
Exactly. Scissors are my pet peeve for that. Is they'll have the metal blades, but they'll have like a half of an inch or quarter of an inch going into the plastic handles, and sure enough, you try and cut something heavy and the plastic breaks. So.
Yeah, poultry shears are the absolute worst. The one thing you think that would be full tang. No, they're not. They're not counting on being able to cut through a chicken bone.
Do you know how hard it is to find a full tang with metal end cap screwdriver these days?
Oh, Carl, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to embarrass you. I let my wife touch the mower. I bought it for her especially. It was a gift. I didn't realize she's um, able to tear up more shit than I am. No, it's not her fault. It's the fact that they put the controls for the self-propelled on a plastic handlebar that sticks out of the metal one. It's a design fault. It was not. I mean, seriously. I don't let her. It's her own lawnmower, yes. And now I've got to get out there and try and use a UV welder or some JB weld or something to keep that sucker from popping off.
Hey, Zach, we're fixing to.
Yeah, we went to your site. There was no rocket launch coverage. So
3 minutes, 24 seconds, Zach.
Until they change the launch time again.
Well, right now, if they have to change anything, it'll be tomorrow. We're 3 minutes from launch.
Hey, I'm over there already.
There's your best scissors on the planet right now. So,
Milwaukee.
I don't know if you can see it. They don't have good pictures. But the metal part comes all the way down through here and all the way up through there. So
yeah, that's what I meant by the whole thing.
It's got a plastic
cover on the metal.
Yeah.
Zach, I'm going with Dan.
Yes, dear.
Are you there? What
happened? Had a heart attack.
I'm turning on the air conditioner, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay. You just sort of disappeared.
Yeah, I went to.
I'm just sitting here going, is it hot in here or is it just me? And I'm going, well, there's no ladies here, so it must be me.
Yeah, I went to Zach's site, and apparently I don't see anybody covering the launch. So I hope I didn't give Zach a heart attack.
No. Zach has his explanation right there. And if we make millions, Zach, Joe Dog will never tell you. Yeah. There'll just be a Millennium Falcon parked in his driveway.
No, we'll just tell him it's Canadian millions.
$5.73.
Okay.
All right, minute 30. Let's go ahead and bring up theirs.
When the vented oxygen hits the
Ground
wall,
right.
Humid Florida air, it instantly condenses into clouds. And as you heard there, we are now performing ground gas closeouts, purging all of the lines that just loaded all of that propellant into Falcon 9 to get them ready for liftoff today.
Speaking of which, Zach needs to get in here.
Coming up in just a few seconds, we will...
I want to talk to him about that rut I saw on the internet.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
And with Falcon 9 in startup, Falcon 9's computers have taken control of the count. We should hear a final go, no-go for launch call from our launch director in the next few seconds.
Launch director, go for launch.
And with our final go for launch and a good weather forecast here for the final 30 seconds, let's sit back and watch Falcon 9 take the New Centaur Lima satellite into orbit.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 45 seconds till the hurricane gets there.
What the hell?
I didn't do anything.
T-minus 15 seconds. E-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
hold.
2, 1. Engine full power and liftoff. Go SpaceX. Go New Centaur Lima.
How chamber pressure is nominal.
That's pretty. I'd love to see one of those at night.
Night launches are always beautiful. If they actually get off the ground.
That was the one thing I can say about the space shuttle.
And at
That
T
was a pretty launch.
counting, Falcon
Watching
9
that
has
thing go was
successfully
just
lifted
awesome.
off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. In just a few seconds, we'll start throttling down the 9 Merlin engines in preparation for max Q, the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure. This is a critical moment during flight because the combined stresses caused by Falcon 9 accelerating through the atmosphere and the ambient static pressure are at their greatest.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Should I be worried I can
Help
actually
go from
understand
vertical to
all the
horizontal. The
gauges?
first stage has performed a pitch kick
You've
maneuver.
been hanging around the wrong crowd for too long.
This maneuver, known as the gravity turn, gimbals Falcon 9's engines
Max
just a
Q.
small amount to slowly turn the first stage so that it's going from straight up to a more horizontal orientation. And as you heard, we have passed through max Q. Everything looking good on Falcon 9 about a minute and a half into the flight. Coming up shortly, we'll have 3 events that'll happen in quick succession, and we should hear
chill has started.
all of those called out by mission control, starting with main engine cutoff, followed by stage separation, and then second engine or stage engine start 1. That call out you just heard means we are now thermally
I like that
conditioning
new
the second
graph they
stage's
got all the way
MVAC
over on the
engine in
right
preparation
side.
for its ignition. That
The
ignition will happen after stage 1
little
Shows you
circle.
which engines are burning.
separates,
that's
Yeah.
the engine.
after which
Yeah,
the stage 1 booster will begin to make its way
Well,
back
they're all they
ending in
haven't shut any of them off
gravity
yet,
until it's time to relight
No.
its engines for the entry burn.
and none of them shut off
At second
during the
engine
launch,
start
which
1,
is
or
always a good
SES1,
sign.
we will light
Yeah.
the MVAC engine on the second stage for the first time.
Oh, I
And we
can't
should
see
have
the
main engine
graph
cut off
next
on
to
the
it
first stage
very
booster
well.
coming up here in just a few seconds.
That's a pretty balloon. Meanwhile, in the septic tank,
crosses that was
Main engine
fast.
cutoff.
Max Q. Yeah.
Yeah.
Falcon 9 does get there quickly.
Oh, there it go.
MVAC startup.
9 engines, no waiting.
And there we had those 3 events in quick succession: main engine cutoff, stage separation, and the ignition of the second stage's MVAC engine. Coming up in just a few moments, we should hear a call out for payload fairing separation. The 2 payload fairing halves are encapsulating and protecting the new Centaur Lima payload right now. But once the stage climbs into the vacuum of space, those payload fairings are no longer needed and they will be jettisoned.
Do they still recover the
Stages are following
payloads, the
nominal
fairings?
trajectories.
Yes.
Good.
Confirmation
They
there
still
that
haven't
both
figured
stages
out to how to recover
following
the
the
second
planned
stage.
flight path today.
They call that Starship.
There go the
There
fairings.
go the fairings.
And I guess that's the moon
And
dead
confirmation
ahead.
of payload fairing jettison, which you just saw there on your
Don't know.
screen. Now, we will be attempting to retrieve these fairing halves once they fall back to Earth with our recovery vessel, Doug, which is currently stationed downrange in the Atlantic Ocean.
The recovery
Coming up
vessel's
in just
name is
under
Doug.
3 minutes, we'll have the entry burn of the
Why
first
not?
stage booster. That should last roughly 20 seconds. At the
What you
start of
want?
that entry burn, we will relight 3 of the Merlin engines on the first stage in a maneuver that's similar to pumping the brakes to slow the vehicle down as it passes back into Earth's dense lower atmosphere. The entry burn will help reduce the heat generated from friction with the atmosphere and reduce the overall aerodynamic forces acting on Falcon 9's first stage. All of these things help maintain controlled flight and also help prepare the vehicle for the landing burn. During that entry burn, Falcon 9 will be decelerating by firing its Merlin engines, but the vehicle is still moving quite fast at this point. This causes it to fly through its own engine's exhaust, also known as the rocket's plume. This deposits a layer of soot on the outside of the vehicle, which is why our flight-proven Falcon 9s look the way that they do. That soot comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses, and with each flight, that soot builds up a little bit more on the outside of the vehicle. Now, just over 5 minutes into the flight, you can see the telemetry for stage 1 there on the bottom left of your screen as it descends through 110 kilometers altitude. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see the telemetry information for stage 2 as it continues to accelerate onwards towards orbit. Reusability is key to lowering the cost of spaceflight, enabling more investments in critical space infrastructure. The Falcon 9 first stage supporting today's mission is performing or will perform this entry burn for the 23rd time tonight. The payload fairings are also flight proven on today's flight, with one half supporting its 16th mission and the other supporting its 11th.
Wow. 16 missions on one half of the fairing.
Coming up shortly
Impressive.
on that entry burn, you can see our dual view here, Falcon 9's first stage on the left-hand side of your screen and Falcon 9's second stage continuing to orbit on the right.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there we can see Falcon 9 performing its 3-engine entry burn to slow itself down as it enters Earth's atmosphere. This burn should last about 23 seconds and will help prepare the vehicle for the final landing burn down onto the drone ship.
Just like
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
just like God and Robert Heinlein intended.
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
And confirmation of a good entry burn, and that both stages of Falcon 9 continue to follow the pre-planned trajectories today. Now, the Merlin engines on Falcon 9's first stage are optimized for sea level, and these achieve about 190,000 pounds of thrust during ascent and descent each. At liftoff, Falcon 9's first stage had a thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power. Conversely, the single MVAC engine on the second stage, which has a much wider nozzle, is optimized to operate in the vacuum of space and is capable of producing 220,500 pounds of thrust in vacuum.
It's coming down in rain.
Coming up in just a few seconds.
Stage 2 is under terminal guidance.
I think I see the boat.
Stage 2 now performing the final maneuvers to enter the desired orbit today, as
Stage
stage
1
1 is now transonic, approaching the drone ship.
Altitude, 8 clicks. About 5 miles.
Should be popping in.
You don't
They
have
don't
to
light it
translate
up
just
in
'cause
the
we're
eggs.
American.
Is headed for the shortfall of Gravitas drone ship stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. And stage 2 is preparing to shut down its engines after achieving the initial parking orbit today.
Stage 1 landing bird.
And there we
MVAC shutdown.
see just about the same time Falcon 9's first stage reigniting its center Merlin engine for the landing burn, as stage 2's MVAC engine cut off after reaching orbit.
Takes that bugger a long time to
Stage 1
cool
landing
off.
bird
doesn't
deploy.
it? Oh my God! Right on it.
Nominal parking orbit insertion.
Right on the bullseye.
No
X
kidding.
marks
And
the
Falcon
spot.
9 has
and Joe,
landed
those
on
were
the
holes, those were
shortfall
water
of
puddles.
Gravitas
They're
drone
what?
ship.
Those were
Just
water
as
puddles.
it was
See
touching
them
down, we
disappear
also
when the
had
rocket hit it?
confirmation that stage 2
Oh,
is
okay.
in the correct orbit.
And
So with
you-
that, we now have roughly 14 minutes of coast as the second stage moves to the point in its orbit to do its next burn, which will send the new Centaur Lima satellite into a geosynchronous transfer orbit. The start of that second burn should come at around the T+22 minute mark. We'll be back to cover that and show that and be here with you. But for now, let's enjoy some space tunes, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes.
And we'll come back to our thing. Remind me, I'm turning the volume down.
Yeah, you could tell how hot that second stage engine gets by how long it took it
Take the cool
to
off.
stop glowing in a vacuum.
No, well, it would take it longer in a vacuum because there's no air to cool it off.
Well, yeah.
That's counterintuitive to me, but then I'm not a genius.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems on spacecraft is getting rid of heat. That's why they have to wear that refrigerator suit underneath the EVA suits when they go outside the spacecraft.
Mm.
All it does is pump cold water through the suit. So.
And even on the dark in shadow, it's still super hot.
Because you can't get rid of the heat. It's,
I need one of those for when I'm mowing the yard in the summertime. Of course, the neighbors would get really weirded out. by E.T. mowing my yard.
Well, these race car drivers, they're what they call cool suits, are the same thing. It's developed from that technology.
NASCAR are leading the way again.
They say you'd be surprised how much NASA technology is in our everyday life.
I wouldn't. I own lots of Velcro. Don't ask me what for.
All right, it's running at a speed. It is coasting at a speed of 27,058 kilometers per hour at the altitude of 156 kilometers.
That's pretty nice.
And accomplished that in 11 minutes.
Beats the hell out of a 0 to 60 rating for a Corvette, don't it?
Oh, you've heard, you know who John Force is. You've heard the name. Drag racer.
Yeah.
His daughter, a couple weeks back, set the new world's record for top fuel dragster. 347 miles an hour in 1,000 foot.
Talk about fast women.
They're trying to figure out how to slow the cars down again.
Don't put any gas in them.
They use the top fuels and the funny cars don't run the full quarter mile anymore. Their speeds are too high. They literally become airborne at a certain point. That certain point is 250 miles an hour. They're fixing, they were stopping them from going the quarter mile because they were doing, 253. So they cut it back to 1,000 feet. And they're approaching that speed again.
That explains some of the design peculiarities of the Salt Flats land speed record cars.
Yes.
They got to have fins on them to keep them down.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going at the speed of sound and faster.
Well, only one's done it, but they're looking now at the new goal is 1,000. They've done Mach 1. Now they're aiming for 1,000.
I want to see footage of that. Although, it'd have to be on a slow motion camera for me to see it. I can't see bullets going by. I can just hear them.
Yeah, well, that would be bullet speed, wouldn't it, John?
Man, I've got stuff that does 1,100, but those are Desert Eagles. So
the faster bullets are right around 3,100 feet per second to 3,300 feet per second.
Yeah, but that's combat and hunting rounds, not a pistol.
Right, that's a 30-06 and bigger. 300 Win Mag, if I remember correctly, can push up to 3,500. But
when you absolutely have to pot a deer from the next county.
No, that's if you want something bigger than a deer, like an elk, or a moose.
I'm not hunting elk or moose in anything smaller than a D9.
Well, they say when you go elk hunting to carry a backup weapon. That way you can shoot it while you're up in the tree.
I've heard that about bears too.
In case the 30-06 only pisses it off. Oh, a few years back, I bought an M1 Garand. And for those of you who don't know, M1 Garand shoot
Oh God!
30
You got to tell me where I can get one.
The CMP store, Civilian Marksmanship Program store, in Anniston, Alabama.
I started to say the Salvation Army don't sell them no more.
No. But they've got two. They've got one up north and one down south, and that's the south store. So it's actually not too terrible far away from where you're at.
I don't know if it's morbid curiosity, but I've always wanted one just for the collector value. I mean, not that I'd ever resell it. It's just having that piece of history.
Okay. The
rifle
fastest.
that won the Second World War.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I bought an M1 Garand, and M1 Garands shoot 30-06, 30 caliber model 1906. That's what the thing. That's why they call it.
Okay. I thought they were just 30 caliber.
It is, but it's 30 caliber model. See, the Army's had 5 different 30 caliber cartridges.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You got the original, like the 30-30, which was not terribly popular, but the military did have some. Your 30-40 Krag Jorgensen, 30 caliber. The original 30-06, the M2 30-06, which is a little bit more higher in power. 30 cal carbine, and your 308 or 7.62 by 5.1, which is 30. And then they had some rifles in 500 Win Mag too for snipers and sharpshooting rifles, but those were specialties, so they're not.
Well, I've got the cowboy version of the 30-30, and I've got a hunting version of a 308. Evidently, one guy was at work, was going through a divorce, and he sold me a Ruger 357 and I think it was a Marlin 308 with a scope already. And I go, I don't hunt, but really, dude, I'll give you some money for it. And in the 30-30, I got at one of the local sporting goods stores. I had bought a Marlin in 45 long Colt, and it wouldn't chamber rounds. I took it up there to him and said, "Look, if you can tell me how to make it chamber a round, I'll keep it." They couldn't. They took it back to their own little shooting gallery. They couldn't make it chamber around. There was something wrong with the loading gate or the feed gate, the feed ramp. And they said, "Nope, sorry, can't do it. Take your pick." And I picked out a 30-30. Like I said, I don't hunt, but I like to be prepared.
That never hurts.
Hey, I mean, seriously, as stupid as the world gets sometimes, that's impressive.
Okay.
Now, the Desert Eagle 44 Magnum I've got reaches just a smidgen above 1,100 feet per second.
I love the name of this round.
Ear splitting Loudenboomer. Yeah.
It's almost as good as the cartridge I was designing, the 44 Deathbringer.
And pardon us,
Sounds like
folks,
it.
for talking guns.
That sounded like a German round.
It does sound, but I think that's actually I think that was meant to be humorous.
It certainly was. I don't know meant to, but it was certainly humorous.
The ear-splitting Loudenboomer. That's
near a mile per second.
the first one is almost a mile a second, but you're talking.
Now,
the 220 Swift shoots the same bullet that your AR-15 M16s shoot. It just shoots a slightly heavier version of it. But
and Carl, down here we have hunters that will, they will pot a deer at 1.5 miles, 2 miles.
And then fuss about having to go get it.
Well, yeah, but they walked into the woods, didn't they?
that's what ATVs are for.
ATVs and the little deer carts and things like that. Yeah,
ATVs changed hunting. Let me tell you.
I've got one of those deer carts. It's great for when I chainsaw up some lumber and try and get it back into the chain link fence through one of the narrow gates. It works really well. I mean, it's like having your own personal hand truck.
Oh, well, guys, guess what? 12
What?
minutes.
Oh wow.
Right?
We've already done the whole show?
Just about.
Well, NASA did some of it for us. So
Oh, well,
That's
No, SpaceX.
No,
This is
SpaceX did some of it for us.
cool. Same difference.
NASA sitting back going, just money. Uh-oh.
I don't know, but I want to hear Carl's story. Maybe tomorrow night. Oh no!
Oh.
Yeah, I would be a little upset too.
Well, then again, some knuckleheads
Burn
have
of
driven
second stages of
cars
impact
through your
engine
yard
reaction.
too, haven't they?
Uh-oh. This is a second burn.
Yeah.
Look at that speed increase.
Mm.
MVAC shut down.
oh man, they just got going good.
Something just fell off.
Confirmation that the MVAC engine shut down as expected. For the next 7 minutes, we'll be in another coast before we reach
Nominal orbit insertion.
deployment of the new Centaur Lima satellite. And there was confirmation that we are in the proper orbit for payload deploy. So with that, we're going to take a short break, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes at about T plus 27 minutes.
How far can one of them mothers go if you just leave the afterburner on and keep going?
Let's see. They've gone to the moon a couple times.
It would break orbit. That is 163.5 miles up for those of you who don't use the metric system.
It's gained 100 kilometers in seconds.
I wonder how they judge the speed.
Relative to Earth at launch.
You really, they gain a. Well, I'm not going to say this like I was an expert. Depending on the direction they go, They gain a little bit from the Earth's rotation, but not that much. And then the thrusters kick in, and they go.
See that? All that frost kicking out of there. Is that supposed to be doing that?
Yeah.
No way to prevent it. I mean, there was footage of frost coming off an Apollo on its way to the moon, almost right before they landed. So,
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, is it supposed to be there like that? Because I don't remember ever seeing that before.
anything that keeps it from overheating enough to blow up, yep, that's good.
There is a venting
Venting or leaking? Just
a vent.
Yeah, because you saw the cover move.
I don't think that was a cover. I think that was frost.
I think that was just a big ball of frost.
Could be. I'm not an expert.
Oh, just because it looks fibrous. It doesn't look like it's a actual cover.
Well, they're building another one.
Yeah, it's building up another one.
And they're going to deorbit this thing off the coast of Mexico.
Which coast? Do you know?
The west coast.
Pacific side.
Yep.
Yeah,
You gotta be careful. You know,
Pacific side.
Yeah, Mexico has a really odd coastline, so you got to be careful about where you say which direction, because they actually have coastline in 4 different directions.
It's on the western side of the country.
Does SpaceX have a pickup barge out there, or are they just going to let this one splash?
Yeah, they don't recover this part. That was my one erg about the Falcon 9 system, is they always lose this part. So, the rest of it they recover.
Well, they'll work on it.
Yep. Poland.
Oh, in Indonesia.
Oh,
Poland's flipped the other side.
well, they had red and white flag.
Yeah. Poland's the red's on top, white's on bottom. That's what makes our flag so beautiful. There's nothing like it.
The thing is, though, you know, there are like 4 countries that have copied it. Was it Liberia, I think, has a version of the United States flag. Stars and stripes and bars.
So going back to the rocket for a second, what part did you say they aren't going to recapture?
The second stage.
They never catch the second stage.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah, but I thought the second stage, like half of it had stuff that had been used on 16 prior missions.
The fairings. Yeah, they recover the fairings. Of course, the satellite goes in space, and then they recover the main body, the actual Falcon 9 rocket. But they always lose.
Okay, so it was the fairings that have been used on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, they kick those off much closer to Earth.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing those come off. I just the way they had said it, I thought it was the second stage that got caught.
Hey
and
guys,
they were just, they'd go fish the other parts out.
You may find that.
They'll
Florida
get to
to
that
Africa in
eventually.
30 minutes.
Look at that frost ball.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely getting a cold shoulder.
Look at the altitude.
I don't know about y'all, but I can't breathe that high.
What you do is you grab that frost ball and you cup it in your hand and you suck on it.
Joe, with your luck, it'd be methane.
Joe would be used to methane, believe me.
I was gonna say he survived when his office door is shut. So,
Okay, this may interest some of you. We now have drones that can launch drones.
Do what?
Is that like a ship shipping ships?
Yes.
They're breeding. We don't even have to spend money to
Back to
build
Port
them anymore.
Canaveral for refurbishment for a later mission, as will the payload fairings.
Well, that was out of nowhere.
Mm.
Are they getting
Joe,
ready?
turn the volume up.
We should see payload deploy in just a few seconds.
It's still speeding
And
up.
like clockwork, there we go. New Centaur Lima is flying free in its geosynchronous transfer orbit after being launched successfully by Falcon 9 today.
Gee, 800 clicks and still.
And also getting a good view of sunrise as Falcon 9 circles the Earth after lifting off in darkness from Florida. But with confirmation of payload deploy, that will bring an end to our live launch coverage. As always, we want to thank Pacific Satellite New Centaur for entrusting us with today's mission, as well as the Eastern Range and the Federal Aviation Administration for their support. A big thank you to all of you for joining us for today's mission. If you're interested in more launch coverage, head on over to spacex.com/launches for the most up-to-date information. When you're there, make sure to check out our new departure board as well, featuring our upcoming launches with details such as mission name, launch and landing site, and liftoff times. Also, remember to follow SpaceX on X, and we will see you next time.
I still miss hearing Zach's voice when watching a rocket launch.
They really need to hire that boy, let me tell you. He has one of the best radio voices for that sort of stuff.
Oh,
It's getting to be about that time, ain't it, Joe Dog?
yeah, it is.
Okay, what I was speaking about earlier real quick before y'all head out. The Predator drone, the one that used to launch missiles and kill people, got replaced by the Reaper drone, which is the bigger, better version. Okay. The Reaper can now shoot Switchblade drones, the Switchblade drones, the Switchblade 600 loitering munition. It's a drone that you can fire out over the target, and if it doesn't see the target, it'll wait. Come out wherever you are.
Oh.
All right, with that, we're going to say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
See y'all Saturday night.
Good night, everybody, and we'll see some of you tomorrow night.
Yeah. All right. John's covering his camera with his hand. So,
Sorry.
all right.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up, eternal, long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.